We're praying through the Bible number 70, Judges 6, verses 1 through 10. A prayer that got an I told you so. My name is Perry Hall. Do you ever wish God verbally answered your prayers? Oh, that might get incredibly uncomfortable at times. Once again, Israel falls prey to their own folly. The inspired writer of Judges succinctly says, they did evil in the sight of the Lord. Judges 6, verse 1. Evil. Look it up. Bad, malignant, giving pain, unhappiness, misery, hurtful, unkind, vicious disposition, wicked ethically and more. Well, we don't have to look it up because we all have experienced it. Evil negatively impacts everyone, including God. No one wants to be called evil, but can you see yourself or others living out that definition? If we are happy, for example, could it be because our choices are evil? To our postmodern world, which worships tolerance and yet has zero tolerance for God's ethics, evil sounds passé, out of date, quaint, not relevant, and also judgmental. Only the intolerant who define evil as sin, when defined so by God, are evil. And yet the world is still miserable, isn't it? To get our attention, God uses consequences. Israel loses their freedom, verses 1 and 2 of chapter 6. Hides from their oppressors, chapter 6, verse 2. Endures hunger, chapter 6, verses 3 through 4, and keeps losing what is theirs, chapter 6, verse 5. And all of this leads to them being poverty-stricken, chapter 6, verse 6. Imagine wasting your money and neglecting your responsibilities. Imagine the fear of a phone call from a debt collector. Imagine hearing someone repossess your car in the middle of the night because you spent car money on games or drugs. Imagine hiding from the landlord when he knocks, or staring at an empty fridge and hearing the haunting cry of a child. Imagine having everything taken away to pay your bills. Imagine being poverty-stricken because of evil decisions. As is their cyclical and cynical history, the Israelites cried out to the Lord, chapter 6, verse 6. What took them so long? You see, this time it was 7 years, which I guess is better than the 20 years it took before. See chapter 4, verse 3. 7 years of missing out on God's blessings because they refused to wake up and realize they needed God. How long does it take us to realize hiding doesn't ease problems, that we cause many of our sorrows, and that we need God? For some, the awakening takes a lifetime, if not later. For others, it is the proverbial rock bottom. For all, we need to be listening daily to God's interventions. After praying, God answers, I brought you out of Egypt and out of the place of slavery. I delivered you from the power of Egypt and the power of all who oppressed you. I drove them out before you and gave you their land. I said to you, I am Yahweh your God. Do not fear the gods of the Amorites whose land you live in, but you did not obey me. Being forgetful, they became ungrateful. So, you still wish God verbally answered your prayers? God does through his scriptures. Read them with your ears. God also verbally answers through the voices of others and the consequences of our lives. When the preacher seems to be speaking directly to you, when a friend says exactly what you need to hear, even if you don't want it, when your decisions keep causing misery, God is speaking. I told you so. Here's our prayer challenge. To protect ourselves from suffering long term from our decisions, review them each day in prayer. Also, pray for an honest ear to hear God's voice through his servants, his word, and his consequences. Start praying. This has been Praying Through the Bible number 70, Judges 6, 1 through 10, a prayer that got an I told you so. My name is Perry Hall. If this has been a blessing to you, please share, please like, and please help others benefit from praying through the Bible. Thank you.